So good evening, Devon. It's good to chat with you, and thank you for taking the time to speak to us at JP Boats and Blades.
How's it, Greg? Yeah, thanks. Appreciate the invite.
Excellent. It's always good to chat to people of, I don't know, in terms of the classes after 2000, 2005, we've spoken to a few guys, but certainly a lot more in the 80s and 90s. So it's good to get your perspective on things. Let's kick off with the question. So why rowing? What drew you to the sport in the first place?
Yeah, so I was a very strong swimmer in primary school. So it was actually a tough decision to make to leave swimming and jump into rowing. But I think the fact that I never had a chance to row, and I think that not many schools actually do offer the sport as an extramural activity, that was part of the reason that I decided to go into rowing. And then it seemed like a very prestigious sport as well. And my love of water and outdoors, I think, made it a good fit.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent. So how has your time as a JP oarsman and JP boy and a JP oarsman impacted on your adult life?
So I think that JP was probably the best decision that I could have made as a young man, with a lot of influence from my parents and my grandparents as well. So in my younger days of schooling, I had some serious discipline issues, and I think that JP and rowing in particular helped me to eliminate these issues through discipline, manners, and respect. So growing up on the Vaal River over the weekends, we would actually bump into the JP oarsmen that were participating in the Vaal Regatta. And my parents and grandparents were always very impressed with the good manners that the JP boys would who would greet the parents as ma'am and sir. So I think that, I know that rowing is a very demanding and time-consuming sport, which requires probably more than 100% dedication. So this discipline that we learned through rowing, that's carried through into my adult life in both work and studies, where I've learned to understand that goals are only achieved through hard work and perseverance.
Absolutely. And you talk about that respect. I spoke to a guy just in this last week, ex-JP boy, but certainly working within the rowing, still working within schoolboy rowing. And he just says, always at every regatta, the respect and the manners and the courtesy of JP boys always comes to the fore. And it's something that you never forget. And it's drummed into you at school. And sometimes you kind of, you might not want to, or you don't understand it. Sometimes you might want to challenge it, but in later years, you come to understand that there's value in that. And certainly it adds a level of not only maturity, respect, and not only respect for the other person, but people, it's reciprocated. It comes back to you as well. And that's really important. You learn that in later life. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So what are your thoughts? We've just spoken very briefly around JP Boats and Blades, but what are your thoughts around building the JP rowing community and working with current and past oarsmen to equip the club?
So I think while rowing at JP, we spent pretty much every day of the week with our coaches and crew. So through this, we became family, both on and off the water, because of spending so much time together. So you can see behind me, I've got my colours blazer, my medal, and the crew photograph all the way from 2007. very long time ago now. So I have this there to just always remind me of the special memories that were formed over my time with the JP rowing community. So personally, I would love to be more involved with the club, and I'm sure there's many others like me that feel the same way. I think with life being so busy for all of us, and with the complications of COVID and just everything going on, it's been a crazy couple of years. I think it's sometimes difficult to try and find time to put aside for the club, but I'm sure there's a way that that we could all contribute in one way or another, even if it's through online things like this, or you know, dedicating one weekend every couple of months or something like that. I know I would definitely be keen to get involved, and yeah, like I say, I'm sure that many others would be as well.
Excellent, and I think you're right. You know, it's not down to how much you do. It's the fact that you still got that, you're still cohesive. You've got the community around you. You're still in contact with the guys that you used to row with, and previous, in the future, and past oarsmen. So you know, because that community stems back to 1958. You know, so that's when rowing started at JP, and in fact, schoolboy rowing in Gauteng. So it does make a really big difference, and you know, not only in our lives, because it adds value and it adds richness to everything we do. So from your time as a JP oarsman, can you think of one particular instance or memory that you recall with great fondness?
Yeah, so I've really got a lot of good memories from my days as a JP oarsman. I think especially because we had a very strong crew. So we did very well over our 5-year period. We had really great coaches throughout those 5 years, and then extremely strong support system from the parents. I mean, they would wake up, hop us 3 in the morning, drive us through, pack lunches, help us tie down boats, and it was just a full-time thing. But I think my best memory is winning the Vaal Regatta, where my late grandfather, who was actually also a JP old boy, he witnessed the race, and he actually ran along the side of the river for just about the full length of the race, to congratulate us at the end of the race, where we won by a very good margin against at that time the strongest first 8 that we competed against. So yeah, that was definitely for me the best memory that I've got.
That's amazing. And were you guys, what was the boat that you were rowing? Was that the Kitty Hawk?
No, it was before that. It was the Cascara. So the boat was a Cascara. It was a good boat. We always actually moaned because the wealthier schools had much nicer boats than us, but we were stronger and we were better, so it didn't really matter. Like I say, we beat them in literally every single race, and except for SA Champs, which is obviously the biggest one, where we finished 3rd by point something of a second. So that was a bit disappointing, but yeah, overall it was really, really a good season for all of us.
Well, Devon, thank you so much for your time. Really great speaking with you, and now I really wish you all the success in your exams and getting the results that you want. But also for the guys out there, thank you for all your support. Thank you for listening to these interviews, and for the memories that come through for all of us. And I just want to say, you know, everybody can get involved. There's no limit to what can be done and what can be achieved. So, and every little helps. You know, it's just being part of community also makes a big difference. So thanks for that. So until next time, until we speak again, just keep pulling together for gold. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, Greg. Appreciate it.